기름.
Hello fellow Jerrycans. I've been quite busy with my Platinum review. Go check it out if you've missed it, I put a lot of effort into it. So I haven't really talked about the leaks of Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. I wasn't even going to make this video, but a lot of people kept asking me about my opinions on the leaked infos, and since the game's coming out in a few days, I thought I would make a quick video on my thoughts about the game. I mean, I need time to buy the game on launch day, play the game, then make the review, which will take a while, so think of this as my pseudo first impressions. Also, I'll be playing this game live on my channel, so check my stream schedule in the description. So for people who don't know, basically the entire game's ROM file has been leaked on the web, and a lot of people have been playing the game on emulators, and some are even data mining the game, so almost everything is known about the game at this point. So heads up, I mean, it's a fucking faithful remake of a 50-year-old game, so I don't know if there's anything to spoil, but this is a complete spoiler of the game, so if you don't want to get spoiled, leave now. Also, I haven't played the game yet. I prefer to play the game on real hardware after purchasing the game legally, so don't kill my family please, Mr. Doug Bowser. However, I have heard a lot about the game. I have a checklist of all the leaks confirmed for the game. So warning, this is not a review of the game. That will come later when I've actually played the fucking thing. This is just my initial thoughts on these facts confirmed for the game, and my opinion may change when I actually play for real. Also, since I'm reading a list of changes and haven't played the game yet for real, I may be wrong on some things. Got it? So don't get your pitchforks out just yet. I've been saying this before even the final trailers, and I got a lot of hate for pointing out the writing on the wall, but this game basically has no new major features, and the game is faithful as fuck towards the original Diamond and Pearl. Basically, unlike previous remakes, no new forms, moves, megas, events, story changes, or characters. Also, the decks will be the 151 DP decks, not Platinum decks, and all the NPC teams are based on the DP teams, not the Platinum ones. You probably know my thoughts on this. Why make a fucking remake if you're gonna choose to adapt an inferior, broken version of a game when a fixed one exists, and then choose to add almost nothing new to it unlike previous games? The previous remakes were like reimaginings, and even though this game is a remake, it's a borderline remaster. If you have no problem with this fact, you'll probably enjoy BDSP, but personally, this is embarrassing. Also, this game is ignoring Platinum, so there will be no story additions like the Distortion World in the game. No map changes in Platinum will be in the remix too, so all the dungeons and gyms will have the inferior DP version instead of the Platinum version. Giratina will be really sitting on its ass in Turnback Cave. Again, if you see no problem with this, you'll enjoy this fucking game. But may I remind you, Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver included almost all Pokemon Crystal content, and even the Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire ignored Emerald in the main campaign. At least it had the Delta episode to make up for it. But since this is a remake, there are actual minor changes, so I'll go over them. They have the DS Sounds item, which will allow you to play the original DS soundtracks in the game. I love this feature on the Johto remakes, and sad it was gone in the Hoenn remakes, so it's nice to see it return. Also, speaking of music, I've listened to some of the tracks, and most of them are fine. Pokemon never disappointed us with music, but I was sorely disappointed by Cyrus's theme, because I think that theme has been completely butchered. But music taste is completely subjective, so take it for whatever you want. I won't play leaked soundtracks in this video because I don't like YouTube copyright ID. The following Pokemon system from Heart Gold and Soul Silver is in this game. Unlike the character models where everyone has chibi looks, the models for the Pokemon are exactly the same. So the small Pokemon look fine, but the giant legendary Pokemon look hilarious. Dialga, and especially motherfucking Rayquaza, looks absolutely hilarious, and they really should have made chibi models for the Pokemon too, but they may have cut corners. The Mew clothes look fine, but I probably won't be leaving my Platinum clothes anytime soon the moment I get them in the game. The biggest Mew addition is the underground wild areas, and this is where my questions begin to arise. This Pokemon game has 151 fucking Pokédex because Masuda is being faithful to the original, terrible, small, meaningless, dumb, outdated, uncomfortable, lazy, unnecessary 151 DP decks, right? You don't get to National Dex until you beat the game, but you can go down the wild area right after Eternal City apparently, and you can catch non-DP Dex Pokemon there. But since you don't have the National Dex, it won't show up on the Pokédex entries until you beat the game. What? I'm getting this right, am I? I'm so confused. Why not just give us the National Dex early? It makes no sense allowing us to catch non-DP Pokemon, but not giving us the Dex for it until we beat the game. Mr. Masuda and 151, God. Also, no post-Gen 4 Pokemon and evolutions like Sylveon. Remember how you can get Gen 3 and 4 Pokemon in Johto and Gen 4, 5, 6 Pokemon in Hoenn, the previous remix? Well, fuck you, that's unfaithful. Well, let's talk about the major changes, and that's the post-game. If it wasn't for the fucking post-game, I'll tell you actively to not buy these games because there's not a single new stuff that Platinum don't already have. But they at least gave us something new, and that's the rematches and Ramanas Park. First, the legendaries. You can catch all Generation 1 to 4 legendaries at what used to be Pal Park at Ramanas Park. You can also get the Grishus Orb there in a room for Giratina that's shaped like the Distortion World. Wow, the Distortion World is a room now. Distortion World was what Ultra Megalopolis in USUM was ripping off of, but failed miserably because it was a hallway, and now the Distortion World is a hallway. I guess we've come full circle, right? Second, the rematches. In the original DP games, you couldn't rebattle gym leaders, and the Elite Four and Champion had only one team. Platinum fixed this, so after you beat the Stark Mountain quest, you can rebattle all gym leaders and Elite Four with new teams. You can do that in this game too, and that's one Platinum content I'm glad is back. But they got a special upgrade because now all the powerful trainers have competitive teams, and they may be the most difficult battles ever in a Pokemon game. But these two features don't save the game for me. It doesn't make it worth fucking $60. Yeah, a gym leader rematch with comp teams that's super hard is a nice addition, but did it warrant a full new game? Could have just re-released the games with that feature added in if you really wanted to. It's not some groundbreaking game design. By the way, Emerald and Black and White 2 had that too, you know? Also, wow, getting to catch a shit ton of legendaries, how original. It's not like the previous games like ORAS, USUM, Sword and Shield DLC had a legendary catching mode that was implemented poorly while cutting corners, right? Aren't legendary Pokemon supposed to be hard to catch rare godlike Pokemon? I think Dialga literally appeared in more fucking games like Lamiao, a fucking cat at this point. Anyways, if you've never played the original Sinnoh games and want to play Pokemon on your Switch, you'll probably enjoy this game. Me, however, I still see no reason to buy this game when I can just go play Platinum. If it wasn't for my job, I wouldn't buy it. And if I did, I'll play it with a second-hand copy a year later so my money doesn't support the Pokemon company. They really are treating the remakes as an afterthought, and Legends Arceus will probably be the actual remake with passion in it. So let's see if that game is a dumpster fire or not. Still, I'm disappointed. Just even from the concept alone as a faithful remake, Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl is embarrassing and a complete downgrade from the previous remakes Fire Red and Leaf Green, Heart Gold and Soul Silver, and Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. If you think otherwise, you obviously have not played the previous remakes and need to go play them to see what a real Pokemon remake is like, or are just being nonsensical. Still, there is a silver lining. Apparently, according to the data miners, the game runs on the Unity engine. I have no idea what that means because I'm not a programmer or game developer, but that apparently means it'll be super easy to mod. So get to it, modders. Go make a proper remake that is a complete Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum remake, and give us something that the Pokemon company will never make. Hell, just make the Gen 5 remakes on it. It'll be hilarious if it turns out to be better than the actual Black and White remakes we'll get eventually.